Is there a deal on property tax relief? It's May 5th, 2025, and these are your headlines. Well, don't look now, but it appears Texas lawmakers might have struck a deal on property tax relief, though some critics say it doesn't go far enough to return the state's surplus to taxpayers. During a meeting of the House Ways and Means Committee this morning, Chairman Morgan Meyer announced that a compromise had been reached between the House and the Senate, ending weeks of negotiations over competing tax cut proposals. Senator Paul Bettencourt also announced the deal during a hearing of the Senate Committee on Local Government this morning. The House's original proposal included $3 billion in required tax rate compression under existing law, an additional $3 billion in new compression, and $500 million to raise the exemption for business personal property. These are round numbers, by the way. The Senate, meanwhile, focused on using its additional $3 billion towards boosting the homestead exemption for homeowners. Compression, by the way, refers to the state using surplus funds to lower the school district tax rates that property owners pay, effectively reducing their overall tax burden. The compromise includes the $3 billion in required compression, $3 billion for a homestead exemption increase, and approximately $250 million for business property tax relief, essentially splitting the difference, and raising the homestead exemption to $140,000 for homeowners, up from $100,000. Now, Governor Abbott, in his State of the State address in February, initially called for $10 billion in property tax relief this session, making the current plan short of that benchmark. If passed, the homestead exemption increase will require voter approval in a constitutional amendment election in November. A separate proposal to raise the homestead exemption for seniors was also heard briefly in committee today. If passed, in conjunction with the rest of the property tax legislation, it would raise the exemption to $200,000 for those 65 or older or disabled. Attorney General Ken Paxton has announced that his office is initiating legal proceedings against the Austin ISD, accusing the district of violating state law by promoting critical race theory in the classroom. The legal action seeks to depose Austin ISD Superintendent Matias Segura and members of the district's Board of Trustees as part of an investigation into what Paxton's office alleges is an unwritten policy of advancing CRT through curriculum and instruction despite a state ban. According to Paxton's office, the move comes after officials received information that Austin ISD employees had referenced materials related to the controversial 1619 project, which has been explicitly prohibited in Texas classrooms. One employee also allegedly stated there were ways to get around the state ban on CRT and that district leadership played an active role in shaping related policy decisions. Texas lawmakers passed House Bill 3979 back in 2021, limiting critical race theory in public school instruction. The law was further strengthened in subsequent legislative sessions and explicitly prohibits teaching that one race or sex is inherently superior or that individuals should feel discomfort based on their race or sex. An Austin ISD spokesperson told Texas Scorecard they do not comment on pending litigation.
America is at a crossroads. Now, more than ever, Texas must step up and lead the country. We don't have time to mess around. The only way to save America is with a strong Texas. You and I know this, but so do the enemies of life and liberty. Therefore, you and I have no choice but to stand up and fight. I'm Sarah Gonzalez, and to the enemies of liberty, I say, come and take it.
And over the weekend, in a landmark moment, decades in the making, Governor Greg Abbott signed Senate Bill 2, officially making school choice the law of the land in Texas. And the signing ceremony was held at the governor's mansion on Saturday, drew a crowd of what the Abbott's office said was more than 1,400 RSVPs, certainly looked that way, and marked the culmination of a legislative battle that has been long going. The festive atmosphere included live music, families, children, activists, and lawmakers who have long championed the cause. It was a victory lap not only for Governor Abbott, for a movement that sought to bring school choice to Texas for years. The new law creates education savings accounts of up to $10,000 per student to be used for private school tuition, textbooks, transportation, and other approved educational expenses. Students with disabilities could receive $11,500, and homeschoolers will be eligible for $2,000. Up to 100,000 students will be able to participate in the program beginning in the 2026-2027 school year. For more of today's stories, go to TexasScorecard.com.